Welcome. We're so glad you're here. The students have been working hard on this play, and we're so excited to share our final performance. Being a drama teacher is an act of faith. You have to trust that your students are up to the challenge of the play you've selected, and this year was a stretch. I can attest to that. They have to trust that I won't let them fail. And tackling Shakespeare from memory in the original language, and yes, everything you hear is the original language, even a particular line about a can. This language is over 400 years old, so you might not understand every word. That's okay. Be at peace with that. My actors are working to be so very clear that you're going to understand what they mean when they say the words. And I have a special tip for you. There are narrator bits that play. And when there's no one on stage and you hear this disembodied voice, pick up your ears because they're going to tell you what just happened and what's just about to happen next. So it will really help you follow along with the story. Thank you.
Welcome to a story of love and woe. I'll help you keep the story clear. First, you need to meet the twins. So alike, they get confused, I fear. Sebastian and Viola sailed across a stormy sea. They reached Illyria's coast. The ship went down. The brother and the sister lost each other in the waves. Each lived. Each thought the other had drowned. Viola landed safely, and she found some new, dry clothes. But clothes that made her look just like a boy. She went off to the palace of Illyria's Count Orsino, a lovesick man whose life had no joy. He loved the fair Olivia, but she'd no love in return. She missed her brother who died this past year. Orsino sent her love notes by the dozen. She dressed in black and shed many a tear. She'd no interest in notes of love. She wouldn't even read his letters. And so he sent Viola, the boy Cesario, as his representative, and hoped that his smooth talk would do much better.
If music be the food of love, play on. Give me excess of it, that surfeiting the appetite may sicken and so die. That strain again, it had a dying fall. Oh, it came o'er my ear like the sweet sound that breathes upon a bank of violets, stealing and giving odor. Enough, no more. 'Tis not so sweet now as it was before. O spirit of love, how quick and fresh art thou!
Will you go hunt, my lord?
What, Curio?
The hart.
Why, so I do, noblest that I have. How now, what news from her?
So please, my lord, I might not be admitted, but like a cloister, she'll bill and walk. All this is season of brother's desolate.
Oh, she that hath a heart of that fine frame to pay the stead of love but to a brother. Away before me to sweet beds of flowers. Love thoughts lie rich when canopied with bowers.
What country friend is this?
This is Illyria, lady.
And what should I do in Illyria? My brother, he is in Elysium. Perchance he is not drowned. What think you, Captain?
It is, perchance, that you yourself were saved.
Oh, my poor brother. And so perchance may he be.
True, madam. And to comfort you with chance, assure yourself after our ship did split, when you and those poor numbers saved with you hung on our driving boat, I saw your brother, most provident in peril, bind himself, courage and hope both teaching him the practice, where like Arion on the dolphin's back, I saw him hold acquaintance with the waves, so long as I could see.
For saying so there's goal. Knowst thou this country?
Aye, madam, well, for I was bred and born not 3 hours' travel from this right place.
Who governs here?
A noble duke, in nature as a name, Orsino.
Orsino. I have heard my father name him. He was a bachelor then.
And so is now, who was so very late. For about a month ago I went from hence, and then 'twas fresh and murmured by the lot, that he did seek the love of fair Olivia,
What's she?
a virtuous maid, the daughter of a count that died, then leaving her in the protection of his son, her brother, who surely also died, for whose dear love they say she hath abjured the company and sight of men. She will omit no kind of suit, no, not the duke's.
I prithee, and I'll pay thee bounteously. Conceal me what I am. In such disguise I'll serve this duke. It may be worth thy pains.
Your mute I'll be, and when my tongue blabs, then let mine eyes not see.
I thank thee. Lead me on.
But at Olivia's house, her uncle, fat Sir Toby Belch, had plans to wed Olivia to his friend, a limp and feeble straw-haired knight, Sir Andrew Aguecheek, and they plotted how to gain their wicked ends. Now when the young Cesario, turned up at Olivia's gate, Malvolio, the butler, barred her way. Still Viola got her message through. Olivia was impressed and liked Viola more than words can say.
What a plague means my niece to take the death of her brother thus, I am sure cares an enemy to life.
By my troth, Sir Toby, you must come in earlier nights. Your cousin, my lady, takes great exception to your ill hours.
Why, let her accept.
Aye, but you must confine yourself within the modest limits of order.
Confine? I'll confine myself no finer than I am. These clothes are good enough to drink in, and so be these boots too.
That quaffing and drinking will undo you. I heard my lady talk of it yesterday, and of a foolish knight you brought in one night here to be her wooer.
Who, Sir Andrew Aguecheek?
Aye,
He's a tall man as any is in Illyria.
what's that to the purpose?
Why, he has 3,000 ducats a year.
He's a very fool and a prodigal.
Fie that shall say so of him. He plays old Val the Gamboy and speaks 3 of her languages, word for word without book, and hath all the good gifts of nature.
He hath indeed. Almost natural, for besides he's a fool, he's a great quarreler.
By this hand there's very scoundrels that say so of him. Who are they?
They that add. Moreover, he drinks nightly in your company.
With drinking healths to my niece. I'll drink to her as long as there's a passage in my throat, and drink in Illyria. What wench, here comes Sir Andrew Aguecheek.
Sir Toby Belch! How now, Sir Toby Belch?
Sweet Sir Andrew.
Bless you, fair shrew.
And you too, sir.
Accost, Sir Andrew, accost.
What's that?
Our niece's chambermaid.
Good Mistress Accost. I desire better acquaintance.
My name is Mary, sir.
Good Mistress Mary Accost.
You mistake, knight.
Very well, gentlemen.
Methinks sometimes I have no more wit than an ordinary man has. But I'm a great eater of beef, and I believe that does harm to my wit.
No question.
Oh, had I but followed the arts, I would I had bestowed that time in the tongues that I have in fencing, dancing, and bear baiting. My hair becomes me well enough, does not? I'll home tomorrow. Your niece will not be seen. The Count himself here hard by woos her.
She'll none of the Count, she'll not match above her degree. Tut, there's life in it, man.
I'll stay a month longer. I am a fellow of the strangest mind in the world. I delight in masks and revels, sometimes all together. Faye, I can cut a caper.
And I can cook a mutton to it. Let's see thee caper. Higher, higher. Excellent.
Cesario, if the Duke continue these favors towards you, you are like to be much advanced.
Is he inconstant, sir, in his favors?
No, believe me.
I thank you. Here comes the Count.
Stand you a while aloof. Cesario, good youth, address thy gate unto Olivia. Be not denied access. Stand at her doors till thou have audience.
Sure, my noble lord, she will never admit me.
Be clamorous.
Say I do speak with her, my lord. What then?
Oh, then unfold the passion of my love.
I think not so, my lord.
Good youth, believe it. Say thou art a man. Prosper well in this, and thou shalt live to call your lord's fortunes thine.
I'll do my best to woo your lady. Yet a bar for strife, whoe'er I woo, myself would be his wife.
Nay, either tell me where thou hast been, or my lady will hang thee for thy absence.
Ha! Let her hang me. Those that are fools, let them use their tongues.
Yet you'll be hanged for being so long absent?
Many a good hanging prevents a bad marriage.
Peace, hero. No more of that. Here comes my lady.
Better witty fool than a foolish wit. God bless thee, lady.
Take the fool away.
Do you not hear, fellow? Take away the lady.
Go to, you dry fool. I'll no more of you.
The lady bade take away the fool, therefore I say again, take her away.
Sir, I bade them take away you.
Good Madonna, give me leave to prove you fool.
Can you do it?
Dexterously, good Madonna.
Make your proof.
Good my mouse of virtue. Answer me.
Well, sir, for want of other idleness, I bide your proof.
Good Madonna, why mournest thou?
Good fool, for my brother's death.
I think his soul's in hell, Madonna.
I know his soul's in heaven, fool.
The more fool, Madonna, to mourn for your brother's soul being in heaven. Take away the fool, gentlemen.
What think you of this fool, Malvolio?
Infirmity that decays the wise doth ever make the better fool.
God send you, sir, a speedy infirmity for the better increasing your fault.
How say you to that, Malvolio?
I marvel your ladyship takes delight in such a barren rascal that has no more brain than a stone. I protest, I take those kinds of wise men that grow up. These kinds of fools, no better than the fools zanies.
Oh, we were sick of self-love, Malvolio. There's no slander in an allowed fool.
Oh, thou speakest well of fools.
Madam, there's at the gate a young gentleman much desires to speak with you.
From the Count Ursino, is it?
I know not, madam. 'Tis a fair young man, and well attended.
Who of our people hold him in delay?
Sir Toby, madam, your kinsman.
Fetch him off, I pray you. He speaks nothing but madman. Fie on him. Go you, Malvolio. If it be suit from the Count, I am sick or not at home.
Ah, here comes one of thy kin that has a most weak pia mater.
By my honor, half drunk. What is he at the gates?
A gentleman?
A gentleman? What gentleman?
'Tis a gentleman here. Oh, a plague of these pickle herring. How now, swords?
Good Sir Toby! Cousins, how have you come so early by this lethargy?
Lechery? I defy lechery. There's one at the gate.
Ah, Mary, what is he?
Let him be the devil and he will. I care not.
What's a drunken man like, fool?
Like a drowned man. A fool and a madman.
Go look after him.
The fool shall look to the madman.
Madam, yon young fellow swears he will speak with you.
Tell him he shall not speak with me.
Has been told so, and says he'll stand at your door like a sheriff's post.
What kind of man is he?
Of mankind.
What manner of man is he?
Of ill manner.
Of what personage and years is he?
Not yet old enough to be a man, nor young enough to be a boy. One would think his mother's milk were scarce out of him.
Let him approach. Call him my gentlewoman.
Gentlewoman, my lady calls.
Give me my veil. Come, throw it on my face. We will once more hear Orsino's embassy.
The honorable lady of the house, which is she?
Speak to me. I shall answer for her. Your will?
Most radiant, exquisite, and unmatchable beauty. I pray you, tell me if this be the lady of the house, for I never saw her.
Whence came you, sir? Are you a comedian?
Are you the lady of the house?
I do not assert myself, I am.
I will on with my speech in your praise.
Come to what's importance.
Alas, I took great pains to study it, and 'tis poetical.
It is more like to be feigned, I pray you keep it in. I heard you were saucy at my gates.
Will you host sail, sir? Here lies your way.
No, good swabber, I am to hull here a little longer.
Sure you have some hideous matter to deliver? Speak your office.
It alone concerns your ear.
Give us a place alone. We will hear this divinity. Now, sir, what is your text?
Good madam, let me see your face.
Have you any commission from your lord to negotiate with my face? But we will draw the curtain and show you the picture. Look you, sir, such a one else is present. Is it not well done?
Excellently done. If God did all. 'Tis beauty, truly. Lady, you are the cruelest she alive if you will leave these graces to the grave and leave the world no copy.
Oh, sir, I'll not be so hard-hearted. It shall be inventoried. Item, 2 lips, indifferent red. Item, 2 grey eyes, with lids to them. Item, 1 neck, 1 chin, so forth. Will you sit hither to praise me?
My lord and master loves you.
How does he love me?
With adorations, fertile tears, with groans that thunder love, with sighs of fire.
Your lord does know my mind. I cannot love him. He might have took his answer long ago.
If I did love you in my master's flame, in your denial I would find no sense. I would not understand it.
Why? What would you?
Make me a willow cabin at your gate, write loyal cantons of contemned love, and sing them loud even in the dead of night. You do not rest, but you should pity me.
What is your parentage?
Above my fortunes, yet my state is well. I am a gentleman.
Get you too, lord. I cannot love him. Let him send no more. Unless perchance that you may come to me again to tell me how he takes it. I thank you for your pains. Spend this for me.
I am no feed post, lady. Keep your purse. Farewell, fair cruelty.
What is your parentage? I'm a gentleman. I'll be sworn though, I tell now. Even so quickly may one catch the plague. Methinks half you this used perfection do creep in at mine eyes. Well, let it be. What home, Avolio?
Here, madam, at your service.
Run after that same Peter's messenger. He left this ring behind. Tell him I'll none of it. I'm not for his lord. If that be youth to come this way tomorrow, I'll give him reasons for it. Hi thee, Malvolio.
Madam, I will.
Fate, show thy force. Ourselves we do not owe. What is decreed must be, and be this so.
Will you stay no longer?
By your patience, no. My stars shine darkly over me.
Let me yet know of you. whither you are bound.
No sooth, sir. But you must know me then, Antonio. My name is Sebastian. My father was that Sebastian of Messaline. He left behind him myself and his sister, both born in an hour. If the heavens had been pleased, would we had so ended. For some hour before you took me from the breach of the sea was my sister drowned.
Alas the day.
A lady, sir, though it was said she much resembled me, yet of many accounted beautiful. I will boldly publish her. She bore a mind that envy could not but call fair. She is drowned already, sir.
Pardon me, sir, your bad entertainment. Let me be your servant.
Sire, fare you well at once. I am bound to the Count Orsino's court.
I have many enemies in Orsino's court. Else would I very shortly see thee there. But come what may, I do admire thee so. That danger shall seem sport. I will go. Farewell.
Were you not, even now, with the Countess Olivia? She returns this ring to you, sir.
She took no ring of me, I'll none of it.
Come, sir, you peevishly threw it to her. If not, be it his that finds it.
I left no ring with her. What means this, lady? Fortune forbid my outside have not charmed her. She made good view of me, indeed so much that sure methought her eyes had lost her tongue. She loves me. Sure, I am the man. If it be so, as 'tis, poor lady, she were better love a dream. How will this fadge? My master loves her dearly, and I, poor monster, fond as much on him. And she, mistaken, seems to dote on me. What will become of this? As I am a man, my state is desperate for my master's love. As I am a woman now, alas the day what thrift the sighs shall poor Olivia breathe. O time, thou must untangle this, not I. It is too hard a knot for me to untie.
Sir Andrew, not to be abed after midnight is to be up betimes.
Nay, my troth, I know not. But I know to be up late is to be up late.
False conclusion. I hate it as an unfilled can. Does not our life consist of the four elements?
Faith, so they say. But I think it rather consists of eating and drinking.
Thou art a scholar. Let us therefore eat and drink. Marry, and I say, a stoop of drink.
Here comes the fool and Faith.
How now, my hearts? Have you never seen the picture of we three?
Welcome, fool. Now let's have a song.
Excellent. Now, a catch.
Come on, there's sixpence for you. Now a catch.
Would you have a love song or a song of good life?
A love song, a love song.
Aye, I care not for good life.
Oh, mistress mine, where are you roaming? Oh, stay and hear your true love's coming. Trip no further, pretty sweeting. Journeys end in lovers' meeting. That can sing both high and low. Every wise man's son doth know.
Excellent. Good in faith.
Good.
A mellifluous voice.
A contagious breath.
Very sweet and contagious in faith.
Shall we rouse the night owl in a catch?
Begin, fool. It begins. Hold thy peace.
I shall never begin if I hold my peace.
What a caterwauling do you keep here? If my lady had not called up her steward Malvolio and bid him turn you out of doors, never trust me.
There dwelt a man in Babylon, lady, oh, the 12th day of December.
For the love of God, please.
My masters, are you mad? To gabble like tinkers at this time of night? Is there no respect for a person's... Is there no respect for persons, place, nor time in you? Sir Toby, I must be round with you. If you can separate yourself in your misdemeanors, you are very welcome in the house. If not, my mistress is very willing to bid you farewell.
Farewell, dear hearts, since I must needs be gone.
Mistress Mary, if you prized my lady's favor at anything higher than contempt, you would not give means to this uncivil rule.
Go shake your ears.
Malvolio was angry, and he came across Sir Toby with Sir Andrew drinking in silly song. He threatened that he'd have Olivia throw the rascals out. So Sir Toby planned revenge both cruel and wrong. Maria was a serving maid and friend of fat Sir Toby, whose writing was quite like Olivia's style. She'd write a loving letter for Malvolio to find, saying how Olivia longed to see the butler smile.
Sweet Sir Toby, be patient for tonight. Since the youth of the Count was today with thy lady, she is much out of quiet. For Monsieur Malvolio, if I do not gull him to a nayward, do not think I am wit enough. I know I could do it.
Possess us, tell us something of him.
The devil Puritan that he is, so grand, as he thinks with excellencies, that all that look at him love him. And on that vice in him will my revenge find noble cause to work.
What wilt thou do?
I will drop in his way some obscure epistles of love, wherein by the color of his beard, the shape of his leg, the manner of his gait, he shall find himself most feelingly personated. I could write very like my lady your niece. We can hardly make distinction of our hands.
Excellent, I smell advice.
I haven't in my nose too.
He shall think by the letters that thou wilt drop, that they come from my niece and that she's in love with him.
My purpose is indeed a horse of that color.
And your horse now would make him an ass.
I doubt not.
Oh, 'twill be admirable.
Sport royal, I warrant you for this night to bed, and dream on the event. Farewell.
Give me some music. Now, good Cesario, but that piece of song, that old and antique song we heard last night, methought it did relieve my passion much. Come, but one verse.
He is not here, so please your lordship.
Who was it?
Feste, the jester, my lord, a fool that the Lady Olivia's father took much delight in. He is about the house.
Seek him out and play the tune the while. Come hither, boy. If ever thou shalt love, remember me. For such as I am, all true lovers are. My life upon young thou art, thine eye hath stayed upon some favor that it loves, hath it not, boy?
A little, by your favor.
What kind of woman is?
Of your complexion?
She is not worth thee, then. What years, i' faith?
About your years, my lord.
Too old by heaven! That's still the woman taken elder than herself.
Think it well, my lord.
Ah, fellow, come. The song we had last night, Margaret Cesario, it is old and plain.
Are you ready, sir?
Aye, prithee sing, music!
Come away, death. In its sad, sad press, let me be laid. Fly away, breath! I'm slain by fair and cruel maid. My shroud of white stuck on with you. Oh, prepare it. My part of death, no one so true did share it.
There's for thy pains.
No pain, sir. I take pleasure in singing, sir.
Let all the rest give place. Once more, Cesario, get thee to yon same sovereign cruelty. Tell her of my love more noble than the world's.
But if she cannot love you, sir?
I cannot be so answered.
Forsooth, but you must. Say that some lady, as perhaps there is, hath for your love a great pang of heart as you have for Olivia.
There is no woman's sides can bide the beating of so strong a passion as love doth give my heart. Make no compare between the love a woman can bear me and that I owe Olivia.
But I know.
What dost thou know?
Too well what love women to men may owe. In faith, they are as true of heart as we. My father had a daughter loved a man, as it might be perhaps, were I a woman, I should your lordship.
And what's her history?
A blank, my lord. She never told her love.
But died thy sister of her love, my boy?
I am all the daughters of my father's house. And all my brothers too. Sir, shall I to this lady?
Aye, that's the theme.
Mariah's letter from Olivia said she wanted Malvolio in yellow stockings, in truth, a color that the lady hated. She dropped the letter on the path. Malvolio picked it up. He read it while the plotters smiled and waited. So when the butler returned up at his mistress's room next day, in those stockings, yellow and quite vile, he said he knew Olivia loved him, said he loved her too. A crazy grin on his face all the while. Olivia was frightened, and she was sure the man was mad. She called Sir Toby Belch to save her. Please. She ordered that the butler should be locked in some dark cell until the fit of madness had been eased.
I would exalt, man, and we do not. It is pity of our lives.
Here comes the little villain.
Come. Get you home to the box tree. Malvolio is coming down this walk. Observe him, for the love of mockery, for I know this letter will make an idiot of him. Lie thou there, for here comes the trout that must be caught with tickling.
'Tis but fortune, all misfortune. Mariah once said she did affect me. What should I think on it?
He's an overweening rogue. Contemplation makes a rare peacock of him.
Malvolio. To be Count Malvolio.
Rogue, pistol, and pistol hand. Peace, peace.
There is example for it. The lady of the statue married the yeoman of the wardrobe. Having been 3 months married to her, sitting in my state, calling my officers about me, in my branch velvet gown, having come from a daybed where I have left Olivia sleeping.
Fire and brimstone! Peace, peace.
To ask for my kinsman Toby, I frowned the while, and perchance wind up my watch.
Bolts and shackles! Oh, peace, peace, peace. Now.
He curtsies there to me.
Shall this fellow live?
I extend my hand to him thusly, saying, Cousin Toby, my fortunes having cast me upon your niece, give me this prerogative of speech.
What? What?
You waste the treasure of your time with a foolish knight.
That's me, I'll warrant you.
One Sir Andrew. What employment have we here? By my life, this is my lady's hand. To the unknown beloved, this and my good wishes. Her very phrases.
This wins him liver and dog.
Jove knows I love, but who? Lips do not move. No man must know. No man must know. If this should be the Malvolio, I may command where I adore. But she may command me. I serve her. She is my lady. If this fall into thy hand, revolve. In my stars I am above thee, but be not afraid of greatness. For some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. She thus advises thee that sighs for thee. Remember who commended thy yellow stockings, and wish to see thee ever cross-gartered. Farewell, the fortunate unhappy. Daylight and champagne discovers not more. I do not now fool myself. My lady loves me. She did commend my yellow stockings as of late. She did praise my leg being cross-gartered. I thank my stars, I am happy. I will be strange, stout, in yellow stockings and cross-gartered. Jove and my stars be praised. Here is yet a postscript. If thou entertainest my love, let it show in thy smiling. Thy smiles become thee. Jove, I thank thee. I will smile.
I would not give my part of the sport for a pension of thousands. I could marry this wench for this device.
So could I too.
Here comes my noble gull catcher.
Nay, but say true. Does it work upon him? If you then see the fruits of the sport, mark his first approach before my lady. He will come to her in yellow stockings, 'tis a color she abhors, and cross-gartered, a fashion she detests. And he will smile upon her, which, being addicted to a melancholy as she is, that it cannot but turn him into a notable contempt. If you'll see it, follow me.
To the gates of Tartar, thou most excellent devil of wit.
Save thee, friend. Dost thou live by thy labor?
No, sir. I live by the church.
Art thou a churchman?
No such matter, sir. I do live by the church, for I live at my house, and my house doth stand by the church.
This fellow is wise enough to play the fool, and to do so well craves a kind of wit. He must observe their mood on whom he jests. This is a practice as full of labor as a wise man's art. For folly that he wisely shows is fit, but wise men, folly fallen, quite taint their wit.
Our niece is desirous. You should enter if your trade be to her.
Most excellent, accomplished lady, the heavens rain odors on you.
Let the garden door be shut, and leave me to my hearing. Give me your hand, sir. What is your name?
Cesario is your servant's name, fair princess.
Your servant to the Count Orsino, youth.
And he is yours, and he must needs be yours.
For him, I think not on him. For his thoughts would they were blanks, rather than filled with me.
Madam, I come to whet your gentle thoughts on his behalf.
I bade you never speak again of him. But would you undertake another suit? I'd rather hear you solicit that than music from the spheres.
Dear lady,
I did send, after the last enchantment you did hear, a ring in chase of you, so let me hear you speak.
I pity you.
That's a degree to love.
Very oft we pity enemies.
Why then, methinks it's time to smile again. Do not be afraid of youth. When wit in youth has come to harvest, your wife is like to reap a proper man. There lies your way, due west.
Then westward ho!
Stay a privy. Tell me what thou thinkest of me.
That you do think you are not what you are.
I think the same of you.
Then think you right. I am not what I am.
And would you were, as I would have you be.
I have one heart, one bosom, and one truth. And that no woman has.
Yet come again, for thou perhaps mayst move that heart, which now pours to like his love.
No, Faith. I'll not stay a jot longer.
Thy reason, Javan, give thy reason. You must yield your reason, Sir Andrew.
Mary, I saw your niece do more favors to the Count's serving man than she's ever bestowed upon me.
Did she see thee, the wild old boy? Tell me that.
As plain as I see you now.
There's a great argument of love in her towards you.
Slight, will you make a fool of me?
I will prove it legitimate, sir. She did show favor to the youth in your slight, only to exasperate you, to awaken your dormant valor, to put fire in your heart and brimstone in your liver. She then have redeemed yourself by some attempt of valor.
And be anyway. It must be with valor.
Why then build me thy fortunes upon the basis of valor? Challenge me that counts you to fight with him.
Will you bear me a challenge to him?
Go, write it under martial hand. Let there be gall enough in that ink. About it! We shall have a rare letter from him, and his opposite, the youth, bears in his visage no presage of cruelty. Look, where the youngest red of 9 comes.
If you desire spleen and will laugh yourself into stitches, follow me. Young Coma, Bullio's in yellow stockings.
And cross-gartered?
Most villainously. And he just smiled his face into more lines than is in the new map.
Go, bring us where he is.
Antonio, who saved Sebastian's life, once fought Orsino's men in battle on the sea. If caught in Illyria, he's in big trouble, but he's loyal to Sebastian, as you will plainly see.
I would not by my will have troubled you. I will no further chide you.
I could not stay behind you. My willing love set forth in your pursuit.
My kind Antonio, shall we go see the relics of this town?
Tomorrow, sir. Best first go see your lodging.
I am not weary.
I do not, without a danger, walk these streets. Once in a sea fight against the Count his galleys, I did some service.
Belike you slew great number of his people.
The offense is not of such bloody nature. Only myself stood out, for which if I be lapsed in this very place, I shall pay dear.
Do not then walk too open.
It doth not fit me. Hold, sir. Here's my purse. At the south suburb is the Elephant. Best to lodge.
I'll be your purse bearer and lead you for an hour.
To the Elephant.
I do remember.
I've sent after him. He says he'll come. How shall I feast him? What bestow of him? For youth is bought more often begged or borrowed. But I speak too loud. Where's Malvolio? He is sad and civil, and suits well for a servant to my fortunes.
He's coming, madam, but in a very strange manner.
Why? What's the matter? Does he rave?
No, he does nothing but smile, for sure. Man's tainted in his wits.
Go, call him hither.
And as mad as he, if mad and merry sadness he will be. How now, Malvolio?
Sweet lady, ho ho.
Smilest thou? I sent for thee upon a sad occasion.
Sad, lady? I could be sad. This does cause some obstruction in the blood, this cross-gartering. But what of it?
Why, how dost so mad? What is the matter with thee?
Not black in my mind, though. Yellow in my legs.
Wilt thou go to bed, Malvolio?
To bed! Aye, sweetheart, and I'll come to thee!
God, comfort thee. Why does thy smile so and kiss thy hand so oft?
How now, Malvolio? Why appear you this ridiculous boldness before my lady?
Be not afraid of greatness. 'Twas well writ.
What meanest thou by that?
For some are born great,
Huh?
some achieve greatness,
What meanest thou?
and some have greatness thrust upon them.
Restore thee.
Remember who commended thy yellow stockings.
Thy yellow stockings?
And wish to see the ever cross garters.
Carter, why this is very midsummer madness.
Madam, the Count of the Court Orsino's has returned. I could hardly entreat him back. He attends your ladyship's pleasure.
I'll come to him. Servant good Maria, let this fellow be looked to. Where's my cousin Toby? Let some of my people have special care of him. I would not have him come to harm for the half of my dowry.
Oh, ho! no worse man than Sir Toby to look to me. This concurs exactly with the letter. She sends him on purpose that I may appear stubborn to him, for she incites me to it in the letter. Cast thy humble slab, says she, be opposite with the kinsman, surly. And when she went away just now, she said, fellow, she said, not Malvolio. Why, everything adheres together. What can be said? Nothing can come between me and the full prospect of my hopes. Well, Jove be thanked.
Which way is the name of sanctity? Here he is, here he is. How is it with you, sir? How is it with you, man?
Go off. I discard you.
Oh, how hollow the fiend speaks within him. Did not I tell you? Sir Toby, my lady prays you to have a care of him.
Does she so?
Peace, peace, we must deal gently with him. How do you do, Malvolio? How is it with you? What man, defy the devil? Consider he's an enemy to mankind.
Do you know what you say?
Pray God, he be not bewitched.
Carry his water to the wise woman.
It shall be done tomorrow. My lady would not lose him for more than I'll say.
How now, mistress?
Oh my.
Prithee, hold thy peace. Let me alone with him. There's no way but gentleness. Gently. How now, my fiend? How dost thou chuck?
Go! Hang yourselves all! You are idle, shallow things!
If this were played upon a stage now, I could condemn it as an improbable fiction.
Nay, pursue him now.
Why, we shall make him mad indeed.
The house will be the quieter.
Come, we'll have him in a dark room and bound. My nieces are in the belief that he's mad.
Here's the challenge. Read it. Warrant, there's vinegar and pepper in it.
Is it so saucy?
Aye, isn't I warrant him? Do but read.
Give me. Youth, whatsoever thou art but a scurvy fellow. A good note. I will waylay thee going home, where if it be thy chance to kill me. Good. Thou killest me like a rogue and a villain, and still you keep on the windy side of the law. Good. Fare thee well, and God have mercy upon one of our souls. Thy sworn enemy, Andrew Aguchi.
If this letter move him not, his legs cannot. I'll give it him.
He is now in some commerce with my lady, and will by and by depart.
Go, Sir Andrew, scout me for him at the orchard like a Bombay. Away! As soon as thou seest him, draw! And swear horrible! For a swaggering accent gives manhood more approbation than ever truth itself would have earned him.
Nay, let me alone for swearing.
Now will not I deliver his letter, it being so excellently ignorant, for it will breed no terror in the youth. He will find it comes from a clodpole. I will deliver his challenge by word of mouth, set upon Agucheek a notable report of valor, and drive the gentleman into a most hideous opinion of his rage, skill, fury, and impetuosity. This will so frighten them both that they will kill one another by the look. Here he comes with my niece. We will meditate a while upon some horrid message for a challenge.
Here, wear this jewel for me. 'Tis my picture. What shall you ask me that I'll deny?
Nothing but this, your true love for my master.
How with my honor may give him that which I have given to you?
I will acquit you.
Well, come again tomorrow. Fare thee well. A fiend like thee might bear my soul to hell.
A short synopsis for you now, to recap what just passed. Olivia sent to see Viola and said that she would listen if Viola brought a message from the Count. Sir Toby feared his plans to wed his niece to Agucheek would fail. He had to drive Viola out. Sir Toby told Sir Andrew that he'd have to fight Viola. Then he told Viola just the same. The fighters were quite terrified, for both thought that they would die. Sir Toby laughed as he enjoyed the game. Antonio of the storm-wrecked ship will rush in to step between as they flap with feeble swords at one another. He thought that he had come to save Sebastian from the fight, for Viola looked exactly like her brother.
Gentlemen, God save thee.
And you, sir?
That defense thou hast, betake thee to it, for thy assailant is quick, skillful, and deadly, and his incensement at this moment is so implacable that satisfaction can be none but by pangs of death.
You mistake, sir. I am sure no man hath any quarrel to me.
You will find it otherwise, I assure you. Therefore, if you hold your life at any price, betake you to your guard.
I pray you, sir, what is he?
He is knight, but he's devil in private brawl, souls and bodies, happy divorce 3.
I will return again into the house. I am no fighter.
Sir, no, get you one and give him his desire, or strip your sword stark naked, for metal you must, that's certain. No, the knight is incensed against you. He is indeed, sir, the most skillful, bloody, and fatal opposite that you could possibly found in any part of Illyria.
I beseech you, ask the knight what my offense to him is. It is something of my negligence, nothing of my purpose.
We will do so. Why, man, he's a very devil. I pass with him and he gives me the stuck in with such a mortal motion that it is inevitable.
Pox on it. I'll not meddle with him.
Aye, but he will not now be pacified.
Plague on it. And I thought he'd be so cunning in fence, I ne'er had challenged him. Let the matter slip, and I'll give him my horse.
Stand here, make a good show on it. Married, I'll ride your horse as well as I ride you. He pants and looks pale as if a bear were at his heels. There's no remedy, sir. He will fight with you.
Pray God defend me. A little thing would make me tell him how much I lack of a man.
Come, Sir Andrew, there's no remedy. Come on to it.
I do assure you 'tis against my will.
Put up your swords. If this young gentleman have done offense, I take the fault on me. If you offend him, I for him defy you.
You, sir. Why? What are you?
One, sir, for that his love dares yet do more than you ever heard for him. Brag he will later.
Nay, if you be an undertaker, I am for you. Here come an officer. I'll be with you anon.
This is the man. Antonio, I arrest you in the suit of Count Orsino.
You do mistake me, sir.
No, sir, no jot. I know your favor well, though now you have no sea cap on your head. Take him away. He knows I know him well.
I must obey. This comes with seeking you now. My necessity makes me ask you for my purse.
Come, sir, away.
I must entreat you some of that money.
What money, sir?
Will you deny me now? It's possible my deserts to you can lack persuasion.
I know of none, nor know I you by any force or feature. I hate ingratitude in a man more than any taint of vice.
Heavens above!
Come, sir, I pray you go.
Let me speak a little. This youth, you see here, I snatched one hat out of the jaws of death. To his image, most vulnerable work, did I devotion.
What's that to us? The time goes by, away.
But oh, thou hast, Sebastian, done good feature shame. In nature there is no blemish but the mind. None can be called the form but the unkind.
The man grows mad. Take him away. Come, come, sir.
Lead me on.
He named Sebastian. I and my brother know yet, living in my glass, for him I imitate. Prove true, imagination, I'll prove true, that I, dear brother, now be ta'en for you.
A very dishonest paltry boy, and more coward than a hare, a most devout coward.
I'll after him again, and beat him.
Do, cuff him soundly.
Will you make me believe that I am not sent for you?
Go to, thou art a foolish fellow. Let me be clear of thee.
Well, held out in faith. No, I do not know you. Nor I am not sent to you by my lady to bid you come speak with her. Nor your name is not Master Cesario. Nor this is not my nose neither. Nothing that is so is so.
I prithee, vent thy folly somewhere else, thou know'st not me.
Vent thy folly. He has heard that word of some great man and now applies it to a fool. Vent my folly. I am afraid this great world will prove a cockney. I prithee now, ungird thy strangeness, and tell me what I shall vent to my lady. Shall I vent to her that thou art coming?
I prithee, depart from me. There's money for thee. If you tarry longer, I shall give worse payment.
By my troth, thou hast an open hand.
Now, sir, have I met you again? There's for thee.
Why? And there's to thee. And there. And there. Are all the people mad?
Hold, sir, I'll throw your dagger o'er the house.
This will I tell my lady straight.
Come on, sir, hold!
Let go thy hand, I'll be free from thee. What wouldst thou now? If thou darest tempt me further, draw thy sword.
What? What? Nay, then I must have pronounced a true blood from you.
On my life I charge thee, hold!
Madam?
Will it ever be thus? I'm going to stretch out of my sight. Be not offended, dear Cesario, roots might be gone. I pray thee, gentle friend, go with me to my house, and hear thou there how many fruitless pranks these ruffians hath botched up.
What relish is in this? How runs the stream? Or I am mad, or else this is a dream. If it be thus to dream, still let me sleep.
Nay, come, I prithee. Would thou be ruled by me?
Madam, I will.
Oh, say
On this gown and make him believe that thou art Sir Topaz, the curate.
Well, I'll put it on. Ah, the competitor enters.
Jove bless thee, Master Parson, to him, Sir Topaz.
What ho! I say peace in this prison!
The knave counterfeits well. A good knave.
Who calls there?
Sir Topaz the curate, who comes to visit Malvolio the lunatic.
Sir Topaz, good Sir Topaz, go to my lady.
Talkest thou nothing but of ladies?
Well said, Master Parson.
Sir Topaz, do not think I am mad. They have laid me here in hideous darkness.
Fly, thou dishonest Satan! Sayest thou that house is dark?
As hell, Sir Topaz.
Why, it hath bay windows.
I am not mad. Sir Topaz, I say to you, this house is dark.
Madman, thou errest. I say there is no darkness, but ignorance.
Sir Topaz, I say to you, this house is as dark as ignorance. I am no more mad than you are. Make the trial of it any constant question.
What is the opinion of Pythagoras concerning wildfowl?
That the soul of our grandam might haply inhabit a bird.
Ah, fare thee well. Remain thou still in darkness.
Sir Topaz,
my most exquisite Sir Topaz.
Thou mightst done this without thy cowl and thy gown. He sees thee not.
To him in thine own voice. I would we were well rid of this knavery. I cannot pursue with any safety this sport.
Hey, Robin, jolly Robin, tell me how the lady does.
Fool! Good fool! Help me to a candle and pen, ink, and paper.
Master Malvolio?
Aye, good fool. Fool, there was never a man so notoriously abused. I am as well in my wits, fool, as thou art.
Ha! Then you were mad indeed, if you be no better in your wits than a fool. Malvolio, thy wits the heavens restore. Endeavor thyself to sleep, and leave thy vain bibble-babble.
Fool, help me to some light and some paper.
I'll help you to it, but I'll never believe a madman till I see his brains. I shall fetch you light, paper, and ink.
This is the air. That is the glorious sun. This pearl she gave me I do feel it and see it, and though 'tis wonder that enwraps me thus, yet 'tis not madness. Where's Antonio then? I could not find him at the Elephant. His counsel might now do me golden service. For though my soul disputes well with my sense that this may be some error, yet does this flood of fortune so far exceed all instance that I'm ready to distrust mine eyes and wrangle with my reason, that persuades me to any other trust but that I am mad. Or else the lady's mad. Yet, if 'twere so, she could not sway her house, command her followers. There's something in it that is deceivable. But here the lady comes.
If you mean well, now go with me in this holy man. Plight to me your full assurance of your faith. What do you say?
I'll follow this good man and go with you, and having sworn truth, ever will be true.
Then lead the way, good father.
Belong you to the Lady Olivia, friend?
Aye, sir. I am one of her trappings.
If you will let your lady know that I am here to speak with her, it may awaken my bounty.
Marry, sir. Lullaby true bounty till I come again.
Here comes the man, sir, that did rescue me.
That face of his, I do remember well.
Orsino, this is that Antonio that did the tiger board when your young nephew lost his leg.
He did me kindness, sir, drew on my side.
Not a pirate, a saltwater thief. A foolish boldness brought thee here.
Orsino, noble sir. Be pleased that I shake off these names you give me. Antonio never yet was a thief or pirate. Witchcraft drew me hither. That most ungrateful boy there by your side, from the root season rain and foaming up, did I redeem. For his sake did I expose myself to the dangers of this adverse town, drew to defend him when he's beset. For being apprehended, not meaning for me to partake in any danger. His false cunning denied me my own purse, which I recommended to his use not half an hour before.
How can this be?
When came he to this town?
Today, my lord, and 3 months before, both day and night did we keep company.
Here comes the Countess. Now heaven walks on earth. But fellow, thy words are madness. 3 months this youth hath tended upon me.
Cesario, you did not keep promise of me.
Madam?
Gracious Olivia.
What do you say, Cesario?
My lord would speak. My duty hushes me.
If it ought to be the old tune, my lord, it is fat and fulsome to mine ear, as howling after music.
Still so cruel?
Still so constant, lord?
What? To perverseness? You uncivil lady, what shall I do?
Even what it please, my lord.
Come, boy, with me. My thoughts are ripe in mischief. I'll sacrifice the lamb that I do love to spite a raven's heart within a dove.
And I, to do you rest, 1,000 deaths would die. Where goes Cesario?
After him I love more than I love my life. More than e'er shall I love wife.
We detested. How am I beguiled?
Who does beguile you? Who does do you wrong?
Hast thou forgot thyself? Is it so long? Call forth the Holy Father.
Come away.
Cesario, husband, stay.
Husband?
Our husband, can he that deny?
Her husband, sirrah?
No, my lord, not I.
Holy man, what has passed between these two?
A contract of eternal bond of love, confirmed by mutual joinder of hands. Confirmed by mutual joinder of hands, attested by holy close of lips, strengthened by interchangement of your rings. Since when my watch have told me toward my grave, I have traveled but 2 hours.
O thou dissembling cub, farewell and take her. But direct thy feet where thou and I henceforth may never meet.
My lord, I do protest.
For the love of God, a surgeon! Send one presently to Sir Toby.
What's the matter?
He has broken my head across and has given Sir Toby a bloody coxcomb too.
Who has done this, Sir Andrew?
The Count's gentleman, one Cesario. We took him for a coward, but he is the very devil.
My gentleman, Cesario?
Odds lifelinks, here he is. You broke my head for nothing.
Why do you speak to me? I never hurt you.
If a bloody coxcomb be a hurt, you have hurt me.
How now, gentlemen? How is't with you?
That's all one. Has hurt me.
Get into bed and let his hearts be looked to.
I'm sorry, madam. I've hurt your kinsman. Throw a strange regard upon me. Pardon me, sweet one, even for the vows we made each other but so late ago.
One face, one voice, one habit, and 2 persons.
Antonio, oh my dear Antonio, how have the hours racked and tortured me since I've lost thee?
Sebastian, are you? How have you made division of yourself? Which is Sebastian?
Most wonderful.
Do I stand there? I never had a brother. I had a sister whom the blind waves and surges have devoured. What kin are you to me? What countryman? What name? What parentage?
Of Messalene. Sebastian was my father, such a Sebastian was my brother, too. So went he suited to his watery tomb.
Were you a woman? I should my tears let fall upon your cheek and say thrice welcome, John Viola.
My father had a mole upon his brow.
And so had mine.
And died that day when Viola from her birth had numbered 13 years.
Oh, that record is lively in my soul.
If nothing lets to make us happy both but this my masculine usurped attire, I am Viola.
comes it, lady, you have been mistook. You would have been contracted to a maid.
I shall have share in this most happy wreck. Boy, thou hast said to me 1,000 times thou shouldst never love woman like to me. Give me thy hand. Let me see thee in thy woman's weeds.
Madam, Malvolio has here writ a letter to you.
Ready, you, sirrah.
By the Lord, madam, you wrong me, and the world shall know it. Though you have put me into darkness and given your drunken cousin rule over me, yet have I the benefit of my senses as well as your ladyship. I have your own letter that induced me to the semblance I put on, with the which I doubt not but to do myself much right, or you much shame. Think of me as you please. I speak out of my injury, the madly used Malvolio.
Did he write this?
Aye, madam.
See him delivered. Faster, bring him hither.
Is this the madman?
I'm really the same. How now, Malvolio?
Madam, you have done me wrong.
Have I, Malvolio? No.
Lady, you have. Pray you peruse that letter.
Alas, Malvolio, this is not my writing, but out of question 'tis Mariah's hand.
Most freely, I confess. Myself and Mariah did set this device against Malvolio here. Mariah wrote the letter upon his great importance.
Alas, poor fool, how have I baffled thee?
Why, some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. I was one, sir, in this interlude. One Sir Topaz, sir. But that's all one. I am not mad. And thus the whirligig of time brings in his revenges.
I'll have revenge on the pack of you all.
He's been most notoriously abused.
Meantime, sweet sister, come. For when in other habits you are seen, Orsino's mistress and his fancy's queen,